Hello there, here's another review from Survivalser from the Netherlands. It's my second time that I'm reviewing in English. I hope my Dutch fans will also understand it because I'm trying to do it in both languages. Today I'm gonna review my lovely backpacks, my tactical bags from 511, the Rush series, that's right. Of course I've seen a lot of reviews made of these bags. They are very good and very nice to watch. But there's a but. In the Netherlands we're less politically correct, I think. I'm not sponsored. And I do think that a lot of reviews are, although great, but they're not good enough. Why? Because there are a lot of pros on these bags, but also a lot of cons. So stay tuned, I will show you a lot of features which are not completely seen by some other people or reviewed as such. So let me show you guys what I think about these bags. Well, this is the Rush 24 I'm carrying. It's a pretty heavy bag. It's 2.6 kilograms when it's empty. So when it's empty, I always think, what did I left last time? Well, no, it's just heavy. I am 1.80 meters, so that's about, I think, 6 feet tall. Normally I wear large, extra large, and I'm 85 kilograms. So then it looks like this. Like this. So this is just for the comparison with a Rush 12 I'm gonna fit now. So this is the 12, this is the camo version. It's a little bit more expensive than the green ones or the brown ones. There are some colors, and well, as you can see, it's smaller. Of course, the sizes are not the biggest issues. I mean, of course there's a difference. The 12 is used for, well, actually 1 day or less. The 24 is for a complete day. So actually I use my 12 for a EDC and an everyday carry, for people who don't know what it stands for. And yeah, I could also have bought a grey one or a black one. I prefer this. I have 2 of them. My son is carrying as well for his own equipment, well, small stuff. And yeah, I'm using this as a backup or a EDC. This bag is about 22 liters. While the 24, it's about 37. Well, so that's quite a big difference. I'm going to show you the details, because it's not only the size, there are a lot of differences. I'm going to show you all the details. I hope I don't forget anything. I actually thought a lot about it, what the differences are and how to explain them. Well, first of all, the size, of course. If you look at this bag, it has also a lot of molly webbings attached, which is similar for the 12. Oh, by the way, in the Netherlands these bags are pretty expensive, because in the Netherlands they cost like $170. And this one is 175. It's more expensive than probably in the United States or Canada. By the way, this is also for my European friends, of course. So if you look at the front, the first thing you will notice is that you have 2 little pouches up here, and most reviews say they're not that handy. I agree, they're too small. Nice thing though is you have a sleeve pocket up here. You can put in your glasses there. I'm gonna come back later on this subject about the glasses. But the most reviewers say that it's not connected. Well, that's not true, because here you can see my finger probably. You can just cross it through. Well, that's pretty neat because you can put a pencil in it, or a flashlight, or a longer knife. So they're not separate. That's one thing. This pocket though, I think it's better because of course you can put in more stuff, and of course you can put more easily something like your mobile phone or a knife. So that's a difference. You also see, I'm gonna run through the things not in a specific order. Those muddy webbings, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4. So that's also a difference if you want to attach molly pouches, which I sometimes do, especially my first aid kit. Then you have a lot of more space up here. So yeah, that's a good thing, I guess. These models, by the way, are the latest ones. They made a lot of improvements. First of all, I think that's the biggest and most important change with the old one. They increased the length 3 inches. 3 inches, that's a whole lot. Because if they didn't have this length, it would be too short for me. So I don't really understand how, especially American vloggers, are sometimes really heavy guys, like twice my size, can carry the old one, because then the end of the shoulder strap would end like here and not here. It's the same with this one. They also made this 3-inch longer. That's a good thing. What I don't understand, if you look at the sternum strap, well, first of all, I think they shouldn't have made it with a C-clip. It's on this model the same. C-clips are not that strong. If you push real hard, they break. I've spoken to some people where this happened. So yeah, if you look at the North Face, for instance, they have this rail system, and then you could more easily adjust the sternum strap. So I don't understand why they didn't do that. It's the same with this thing. But this is even worse, because look at this. It's small. It's really small. If you compare to this, it's a different size. I don't understand why. Well, both packs have the really nicest thing. That's a very tough backside. I really like this. It's strong enough. It's also not too hard, because if I look, I'm going to show you this. There is a plastic backup. There's this plastic plate on the back side, so you will never feel the contents of the bag pushing in your bag, because that would be very annoying. Yeah, this plate is really cool. It's hard to get it out. Why? Why should I get it out? Well, this is really strange about these packs. They are falling over all the time. Look at this. It's always the same thing. So, after years of experience, because I worked in the outdoors industries and outdoor shops, I've sold thousands of backpacks. So I was looking, what's wrong? Well, this plate, it's too long. So I really don't understand why they cut off a little part of it. Also, if you look at the front pack, it ends just above the bottom of the pack. So even if you, well, I can better say, if you completely fill the front pouch, it will tip over. It's the same with this thing. So I would definitely recommend take out the plate and cut off 1 inch, which I did. I can show you. Oh, by the way, this is not a review about packing my bug out bag. or the contents of it. No, that doesn't matter. It's just because I want to show you the pack. These plastic parts are the ones I cut away. Normally they are like this. So I would say cut these pieces off and the pack will be more stable when it sits down on the ground. If you're looking at the back side, one of a nice feature is this. You can open the shoulder strap at once and very fast. And then you have, of course, some loose shoulder straps. Why is this so convenient? Because if you have, for instance, an accident and you're laying on your back in some other awkward position, then medics or friends or whatever can cut you loose. Of course, this is faster than cutting it through. So if you're injured, it's one of the biggest advantages. Also, some reviewers said if you just make one shoulder strap attached, you can more easily use it as a single strapped rucksack. That means a slingshot bag. Well, if you look at the back, I will stay there. There are some rubber pieces sewn onto it. They really work. The point is, I think that this, well, thread up here shouldn't become loose that soon. I have this other pack for my son. He has the same thing, and this one too. Well, of course, it's not really important, but I think, why didn't they sew this twice? That's for more pieces on the pack, by the way. This drainage hole, I think it's a logic place to do, because here you can put your water bag inside, and then you can put the hoses through these loops which are behind this. So these are connected through some loopholes in the inside. It works really well, although I'm not a fan of water bags because it's a lot of work to fill them, and it always makes a mess. I mean, yeah, for me it doesn't work. Instead I put in some insulation mattresses, some mask and some maps. But anyway, as I told you, this is not a bug out review. I'm gonna do that later, by the way. No, this is just to show you my 511 packs. If you look at the 24, you see this really huge front pouch, which is really great. I mean, I haven't seen any review where they didn't like this front pouch. That's for me the same thing, because it really works out. You have these huge bags up here. You can put in your telephone and other stuff in here, your pencils. Here's a small pocket, I don't know, for bank cards or something. Some attached hook for the keys. There's a really large pouch in here. Then there's another one in here. By the way, I put this little red zipper attachment myself because sometimes I was confused about this one, which sticks out, and then I made it open, and then I find it, especially when it's dark, easier to use the red one. The same for the side pockets. Yeah, that's right, the 24 has side pockets, 12 doesn't. These internal pockets, because that's actually what they are great. You can use them for a water bottle, for instance, but everything you put in here is going to cost you space inside. So that's why I call them not really external pockets, but actually they're inside. It's going to cost you space. The inside, it's very nice. It has this elastic cord which can close up a bag underneath. I put in my clothes normally in there, but you can also put in like a laptop. This is the inside from the fleece line pocket, which is here. I really like this pouch. It's really convenient for glasses, so it works well. I'm a little bit disappointed that nowadays the smartphones, which are normally, well, pretty big, it's hard to get them in. And if you get them in, you're probably gonna touch the zipper with the glass, the front glass of your phone. So for me, it should have been bigger. When I totally open it, you see it's a clamp shell system. There's some pockets in here. There's even a pocket up here. You can close it. That's nice. And this pocket is really nice because you can open it up here when the rucksack is like this. And when you're more, and when it sits normally like on the ground, you can make it open right here. It's really handy. By the way, I didn't mention the build quality, which is excellent. They use the toughest Cordura 1050 denier nylon, which is great. It's also an expensive material. It's also heavy, but I really appreciate the quality of the sewing, the materials, the zippers. These are great. These are from IKK, which is a Japanese brand, by the way. They have the best zippers out there. I really like this. Well, let me show you, well, actually the biggest mistake this bag has. These insane drainage holes. Yeah, there are two of them. This is the 24, but the 12 has the same thing. Why on earth did they make this? Well, they made this, of course, because they think if your bag is full of water, the water can drain out. Yeah, that's fun for a, I don't know, for a soldier or something who's crossing a river and his bag is really soaked with water, completely filled. But let's be honest, these bags are mainly bought by just normal consumers. They don't go in the water. Yeah, from the inside it's not protected. You see, they just put around to make the eyelet secure. That's a good thing. But you can see the grass. And why didn't they put a little patch on this, on top? A patch like they made for the water hose. That would be a great thing. They could also have sewn this on the other side. They could also add this to the bottom of the pack, which is more convenient. Why do I bother about this little drainage hole? Well, if you pack in a backpack on a good way, you put in the lightweight stuff on the bottom. That's right, always. So mostly with a big backpack, that's your sleeping bag or clothing. In this case, it's not really different, even when these backpacks are obviously smaller. You put like a chamois or some backup clothing or a hat or something, you put it on the bottom. And so when I put this bag down in some wet grass or even on the paveway, it sucks up all the water to these little holes. What I did about it, because I'm telling you, that's my own experience, these chamois get wet. I just put in this. I made this myself. It also prevents the inside from your bag from hitting the ground. So I would advise you to make this as well. Well, yeah, what really surprises me is also that the bottom is just single. I know a lot of backpacks with a double bottom. I mean, if you put down this bag, of course, the first thing which will be damaged is the bottom. So yeah, why not double it? So I think the drain holes and the single layer from the bottom are the biggest flaws in this, well, almost perfect bag. It's gonna get dark, my friends. That's fast. It's autumn up here in the Netherlands. It's about 7 degrees now. So when the sun goes down, it's cooling off pretty fast. Well, I think I told you a lot about these bags. I mean, I hope so. Of course, you can look and find some videos about this, well, everywhere on YouTube. And I think everyone has his own experience. Yeah, let me say one final word. In the Netherlands, it's raining a lot. We have a country where it's raining actually, I don't know, more than half of the year. A lot of reviewers from these bags are coming from Utah or Arizona or some states where it's never rains, I guess. Or they're really like, how do you call this? Walmart ninjas, who have never carried a bag, let alone in some terrible weather like we have. I'm telling you this because the waterproofness of these bags are really terrible. I mean, I wouldn't compare it with a tea bag, but it almost is, because it's not something which is a problem from 511. So I don't blame them, but this material can't be coated on the inside. You can only do that with polyester. So this really tough material, the Denier 1050, is hard to coat. You can see it on the inside. There's no glance. It doesn't, well, it doesn't have any coating at all. That means if it's raining for like 30 minutes and I'm having this on my bag, it's completely wet. On the inside it's not that really bad, but this pouch will become wet. And that's not really like soaking wet, but it's enough to make all the paperwork you have and your wallet and your telephone, it's gonna be damped at least, but mostly it's just wet. So yeah, that said, I believe that every backpack or tactical bag needs a cover, a rain cover. I don't have it with me now, I ordered it on the internet. And actually you have to use that on every bag. But I just want to point out that it's not waterproof. And that's the thing. That's the problem I see, that almost everyone says it's waterproof. Well, it isn't. Let me say this, my final verdict on these bags are like, they're great. I definitely would buy this again after a few years probably. Of course there are a lot of brands out there which are probably, I don't know, better, similar. I think it's also a matter of taste. It's the same thing like, what brand of car do you like? Well, you know, it's the same thing. For me, it counts that these 511 bags are also sold in large numbers. That means something. If something sucks, you don't buy it. So, I would absolutely recommend them. They're quite an investment, but as I tell in some other videos which are Dutch, they're gonna be in English as well in the future. I always say, invest in a good backpack, because it's one of the most important things. You can carry a lot of nice little gadgets and a lot of stuff which is really interesting, but when you can't carry it in a good way or with a cheap backpack, I wouldn't do that. well, this is going to be the end of my video, so I pick up the bag for the last time, and then I can also say the last thing about it. This grab handle is really like bomb proof. It's incredibly sturdy. It's really good. So my final shot from the backpack. I hope you liked it. I hope you can, well, you can comment, of course, in the box. I also add a few links. If you click on more, you see some downloadable files in PDF. I also added some friends of mine. I really would like you to subscribe because you don't miss anything then. Please like, share, comment, and thank you guys for watching. See you next time.